Recording in progress.
Hi there, and welcome to Shakespeare's assignment. So let's have a look at this. What you may study with regards to Shakespeare. So this will be determined by what your English teachers have in their stock cupboard, for example. You'll probably get to study what year 9 have not been set for their sats, for example. Or if you are lucky, there will be a recent film of the play that you can rent, which will help your overall understanding of it. So as you read the play, try to get the gist of what characters are saying before you read passages again for a more detailed understanding. Make use of any general notes in your books to guide your understanding as well. The plays you are most likely to study with regards to Shakespeare are Antony and Cleopatra, Henry and Henry's, the King Henry's, Part 1 and Part 2, Julius Caesar, The Merchant of Venice, Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, Winter's Tale, and Twelfth Night, Midnight's a Dream, or The Tempest. So these are just some of the popular works of Shakespeare himself. How you'll be graded? Well, you'll be graded from C to A star, or levels basically 1 to 9. And you will show through your critical and personal response how meaning is made in the play. You will be expected to support your points with textual evidence on the play's language, themes, character, or structure. You should show that you understand the play and the implication from its themes and relevance of what people thought important in Shakespeare's days and in our time. Interpretations of text can change over time as people read them in accordance with the values and ideas of their time. In some of your comments, you should show an awareness of Shakespeare's linguistic devices, his use of imagery through metaphors, similes, personification, alliteration, oxymorons, and so on and so on. Try to say something about the play's philosophical context and how the play sits within the dramatic genre. The philosophical context means the values and ideas that were thought important when the play was written. An hour or two with an up-to-date history book of the time and you would help you find these things out. And number 6, you should give detailed and sustained analysis of Shakespeare's use of language from poetic, figurative, and dramatic effect and develop your points. Try, if you can, to show an awareness of alternative interpretations in your writing. So imagery and also language techniques are very important as well. What you have to do, so you will need to show that you understand the play and can engage with it in an essay or through performance. If your essay or writing or performance is going to be used to count for your literature GCSE, you'll also need to show an awareness of the background to the play. This is the historical, cultural, and literary traditions which shape Shakespeare's play. Try to integrate this information in the extended comments that you use as evidence in your essays. The Shakespeare task these days, the best essay questions examine a play's character, imagery, language, themes, and structure by focusing on parts of scenes, or whole scenes or whole acts rather than writing about the whole play. The new approach leads to better quality answers with more detailed comments on Shakespeare's characters and language. You can still show your knowledge of the whole play when writing on just a part of it. You could, for instance, be asked to compare a version of a particular scene with a version from a film or a theatre. And finally, Shakespeare's choice of language. Well, Shakespeare used 3 styles of writing in his plays. Here are a few examples from, for example, the Twelfth Night. First of all, there were rhyming couplets here. It's often used to signal the end of scenes like a curtain call or for heightened dramatic effect. Take, for example, this rhyming couplet. So this particular example is that of a rhyming couplet. So away before we to sweet beds of flowers, love those lie rich when canopied with bowers. So bowers and flowers, they both rhyme, and that's what we call by rhyming couplets. The last word rhymes in the verse. Number 2 is a blank verse, so it's unrhymed verse, which was intended to represent the rhymes of a speech. It is usually used by noble characters who are given elevated speech to show their feelings and mood. So, for example, if music be the food of love, play on. So this was by Duke Orsino. And note how the speech is in an iambic pentameter. This is, that is, it has 10 syllables to the line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the 10th, in which 5 are stressed, the rhyme pattern is Ti-tum, 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 ti-tum. So if music be the food of love, play on. Sometimes you'll find more or fewer stresses to the lines, yet the overall pattern will be even in the end. So here we've got a verse, but the verse kind of is in a song or in a verse whereby you can actually rhyme to it. There's a rhyming pattern to it as you actually go along. Number 3 is a prose, so ordinary language used by characters of all ranks. Uneducated characters tend to use it. It can be used for comic exchanges between characters, for plot development, and for speech which lack dramatic intensity. So, for example, Viola mentions that save thee, friend, and thy music. Dost thou live by the table? No, sir, I live by the church. Art thou a churchman? No such matter, sir. I do live by the church, for I do live at my house, and my house doth stand by the church. So here you've got ordinary language used by characters of all ranks. And here there's no rhymes, but there's questions and answers. And also at the same time, there are exchanges between different characters or question and answers. And this develops the plot and the speech and the dramatic intensity as well. All right. So these 3 particular choices of language, rhyming couplets, blank verses, and also prose are what are the 3 styles of writing in Shakespeare's plays. Okay. Have a good go at the rest of the questions and good luck.